blind pirouette into that under grip position, winding up into the Jaeger, really good height, slightly bent arms on the catch. The judges probably would have deducted a little bit for that. And that handstand there was a bit flatter than she would have liked. And slightly wide knees on the dismount, but a really great routine, good difficulty. And she's pleased with it. 12.166, just 0.1 higher than Abigail before her, puts her into the top spot. Next to compete, representing Turkey, Elida Sahin. Lovely opening combination. Showing good rhythm so far. And good in the release, few hand adjustments, but caught nicely. Full turning giant into the simple back away dismount. Perhaps watered down difficulty. She may have an injury, we don't know, but a really nice routine, and the skills she did show were really good, and obviously enough to get her into this final. She was first on the uneven bars at the 2024 Turkish Team Championship. She qualified into this final in 6th place. Here was that opening sequence. Maloney caught on a nice stretch, straight into that pack. Good leg form. She's got a lovely toe point. Top turn, back up to the high bar with the Mo shoot. Here was her release and catch. A hard one to catch completely square, so she just had to make a few adjustments. And the full pirouette. And then just into a simple back away with a tiny step on the landing. 12.133 puts her into second. When you've got a watered down routine, you can only expect a certain score. She looks pleased with that. She's done the job that she came to do. Next to compete, representing Great Britain, is Tegan Trafford. Clear hip into the toe fall, immediately into the Maloney, back down to the pack, back up with the Van Leeuwen, working well, blind, into tight Jaeger just a little too far. What a shame, she was really working well till that point. Just had the dismount to go. No wonder she was so frustrated. She was so close to the end there. She was third on bars at the 2025 English Championship, and she qualified into this final in second, so she knew what potential she had, which again shows why she was so disappointed. She's just 16 years of age, hasn't had much senior international experience, so to qualify for this final, a good achievement in itself. Good work. That first half of the routine was really impressive. Great rhythm in these connections. Little loss of leg form there, but brings those feet back together quickly. Here was that pike Jaeger, oh, just on fingertips. We're talking centimetres. You can see the coach knew just how close it was. And a good dismount. Gymnasts earning a bonus if their dismount is of a D or above. 11.533 for Tegan. And that completes our first half of competitors. And the current standings: in first place is Gabriela Bucas of Brazil. 12.166 from her. That will be the score to beat for our next 4 competitors. Off will be Gabriela Rodrigues Barbosa from Brazil. Her teammate, of course, also Gabriela, is currently in first place. Here we go, first up in this second half, representing Brazil, Gabriela Rodrigues Barbosa. She qualified in 5th place with 12.4. That score at the moment, though, is high enough to get into the medals. Starts with the toe on with the full turn into the Maloney. Couple of leg separations, but working with good flow. Back up to the high bar with the Van Leeuwen. Into the Jaeger, catches nicely. Oh, a great routine there with a stuck dismount. I always think a stuck dismount ends the routine really nicely and leaves a good taste in the judge's mouth. So that will definitely be a score to watch. Just 17 years old. She was first all around and third on the uneven bars at the South American Championships. And she was 5th all around at the 2024 Senior Pan American Championships. Brazil really doing well in the gymnastics world at the moment, led by, of course, Rebeca Andrade with her incredible Olympic results. Really showing these young Brazilian gymnasts what they can do in their future. Good work here for Gabriela. Nice toe point throughout. Here was her straddled Jaeger. Tiniest flicker from the feet there, but caught really nicely. Half turn, finishing slightly off handstand. And that stole into the tuck front dismount and that stuck landing. And a big smile after a great routine. And it's enough to put her in the top position, 12.266. Three gymnasts to go. Next up, representing Turkey, it's Zeynep Kurtuluş. toe full. Loses a bit of control there. Perhaps was also aiming for that connection that we've seen from some of the other gymnasts, but chooses to play it safe. Good decision, I think. Another big leg separation, but catches on straight arms. Into the catcher. Some of these handstands not quite on top of the bar. Straddled Jaeger, and similar to what we saw from Tegan, just on fingertips, not quite enough of her handguard or hand was over the bar to hold on. Handguards that the gymnasts wear have a dowel rod in them. If that dowel rod isn't over the bar, then it's quite dangerous, in fact, to actually try to hold on. Just the dismount to go, a double tuck, really clean. Unfortunate error there. Again, as I mentioned, similar to Great Britain's Tegan, just centimetres away. She was first on the uneven bars at the 2024 Turkish Championships. Opting to wear socks, which is interesting. Not a deduction, but just unusual. We don't see that very often. And I would have thought in some of the elements where you put your feet on the bar, maybe a bit slippy, but obviously Zeynep doesn't think so. Maybe she just likes to keep her feet warm. Here was that Jaeger, and look how close it was. But as I mentioned, that dowel rod in the handguard didn't look like it was quite over the bar. If you're on a massive stretch but you have got the dowel rod over, then you can usually hold on to it. Here's the start list for our men's rings final. Here at the FIG World Challenge Cup in Koper, Slovenia. This Challenge Cup is one of a series of 5. The gymnast started in Varna, Bulgaria. The next World Challenge Cup will be Tashkent, Uzbekistan in June. And then later on in the year, we head to Paris, France. And the series finishes in Hungary in September. The winner of the annual World Challenge Cup series is the gymnast with the highest number of points on the respective apparatus. after the last event of the year, taking into consideration the best results, maximum 3, regardless of the number of competitions they've participated in. So they may have only done 3, or they may have done all 5. And there'll be a special award ceremony at the last Challenge Cup, where the series winners will receive a cup. So they're racking up points, 30 points for first place, 25 for second place, 20 for third place. And you get points all the way down to 8th. Kicking things off in our rings final, representing Turkey, it's Ibrahim Kolak. He was the top qualifier with a huge 14.133. Let's see what he can do here today. Great position in that first planche hold. Judges looking for a really straight line, right from the head to the toes. Classic inverted, iron cross. Swinging nicely, showing control in the handstand. Another really difficult hold done so well. You can see the strength it takes in the sheer size of his muscles and the endurance to get through these routines. And he finishes with a stick, as I mentioned earlier on in men's gymnastics. There's a new rule. .1 stick bonus, which he will certainly receive from that landing. Ibrahim was 5th on rings at the 2020 Olympics. He also competed at the 2024 Olympics, so a very experienced gymnast, 2-time Olympian. And he's the first artistic gymnast from Turkey to win a gold medal at the World Championships, when he took the gold medal on the rings in 2019. He made history again for Turkey, becoming the first artistic gymnast to win a gold medal at the European Championships when he won the rings in 2020. And he has many medals in World Cup finals, so will he add to his collection today? We shall see. There are 7 competitors to go. As well as that, we didn't see it here today, but he has got a skill named after him on the rings, the Kolak. 14.033, a good score to kick things off here in this rings final. Next to compete is his teammate, representing Turkey, Yunus Gündogdi. A really good position there. Shows he's able to hold it for the 3 required seconds. Great work. And a big dismount. He's pleased with that one. Fist pumps the air multiple times. Big routine. He was our second place qualifier. With 14.033, which is the same score that Ibrahim just got. His highest World Cup finish is second on rings, which was in 2019 in Turkey. Great position there. The fact that we can't see his toes from the front end shows how straight his body line was. This one maybe a tiny bit more curved, but the camera isn't quite as high, so a definite good position there from him as well. Could have done a bit more with the toe point. And there was that triple back dismount, huge hop back, but the triple back is a G, and it's 14. Massive score, puts him into second place. Both gymnasts from Turkey really setting the bar high for the rest of the competition. Next to compete, representing Spain, it's Pau Jimenez. Looking strong through those first positions. And nicely done into that pike hold. Through the Johnson elements. Good control. Back to the handstand position. Winds up for that dismount, also a triple back, This new rule change has definitely allowed us to see more difficult dismounts with 2 gymnasts back to back going for the triple back. It's a really great rule change. Makes this apparatus, along with some of the others, exciting as you wait in anticipation for those huge dismounts. Howe scored 13 points there. Here's that triple back. You have to have such good spatial awareness and endurance to be able to rotate that many times at the end of a routine. Some good reactions from the crowd there. And it's 13.033, which puts him into 3rd place currently. Next to compete, representing Italy, Riccardo Villa. Great lines, good transition there. Beautiful toe point. Having that nice toe point just really finishes off the line. Another big dismount. Just a small step back. That stick, if you can get it, just does highlight the routine that much more and just leaves such a good impression in the judge's eyes. But it wasn't far off, just a small step. Still great control there from Riccardo as he brings our first half to a close. He's having to work gymnastics. from Ricardo as he brings our first half to a close. The strength it takes to hold these positions and then to transition into that one, muscles fatigued. You can see how hard he's having to work, but he also somehow makes it look effortless. That is the magic of gymnastics. And a double twisting, double back somersault to finish. Being able to make next to compete from Slovenia, it's Luka Bojan. He qualified in 4th place. Great strength to be able to push between these strength holds. The crowd are really enjoying this performance so far. Bit wobbly, but into the dismount with just a small hop. Great work there from Luka. Compositional requirements on the rings involve kip and swing elements and swings through or to handstand, strength and hold elements, swing to strength hold elements, and of course the dismount. We've seen a good variety today from these gymnasts. Through the Johnson elements, back into the hold. Just had to lift his legs up a little bit late there. Potential small deduction. Almost got the stick. Just a slight hop. Most likely a 0.1 deduction for that hop on the dismount. And it's put him into 3rd at the moment with 13.2. He qualified in 4th. So if he can hold on to 3rd, he'll be pleased with that. Next to compete, representing Australia, Zachary Perillo. Very smooth there into the first hold. And the inverted cross, really difficult. Inverted skills have increased in value during this new quad. So good to see Zachary going for some of those. And the iron cross, you can see the grit on his face. Into the dismount. All gymnasts, of course, going for the stick. Doesn't quite get it this time, but it's a really skills have increased in value during this new quad. So good. At the 20. Into the skills have increased in value during this new quad. So good to see Zachary going for some of those. And the iron cross, you can see the grit on his face. Into the dismount. All gymnasts, of course, going for the stick. Doesn't quite get it this time, but it's a really good routine there. Zach was third on rings at the 2023 World Challenge Cup in Tel Aviv. And he qualified in 7th place into this final with 13.166. If he can get slightly higher than that, could put him in as a medal contender, but we'll have to see what the judges made of it. There's that really difficult inverted cross. The strength that these gymnasts have to have is incredible. You can see just how hard he's working there on his face. You can't get deducted for your facial expressions, as far as I'm aware. But I do think if you can make it look like it's easy on your face, it can sometimes play into your favour. 12.9 there for Zachary Perillo, 6th place so far. Two gymnasts to go in this final. And next up, representing Chinese Taipei, Wang Yi Sang. straight into the cross, making it look easy. A really good example there of the inverted cross. Small adjustments there to keep those rings as still as possible, which is what the judges are looking for. They want the rings to show as little movement as possible, especially in those hold positions. Winds up for the dismount. Oh, again, so many of these gymnasts have come so close to that stick. We've seen one or two. That wasn't quite a stick, but it wasn't far off at all, and it was a great routine from start to finish. Wang Yi-sang qualified for the final in Doha earlier this year, finished in 8th place. Let's see if he can improve on that here in Koper. Cool, calm and collected, I would say. You can see those small adjustments. He's coped with the pressure really well, managing to keep those rings as still as possible. And there's that tiny little foot movement on the landing. And there's that reaction from the audience. Wow. Wow indeed. A great routine. Enough to put him in 3rd place. Oh, a difficult spot to be in when there's one more person to go, but let's see if he can hold on to it. Our final competitor of the day and of this rings final represents Poland. It's Sebastian Gawronski. Really nice shape to begin the routine, and 3 great holds. Into the pike, pushes up to the handstand. Good work. And builds up to that dismount. Really good double twist and double back, pops forward. So again, no stick bonus, but another good routine, a really strong rings final here today. Koper. Let's see what our final competitor scores and if it affects those standings. He was 7th back in 2020. That was the last time we saw him in a World Cup rings final in Hungary. We're used to seeing him in floor finals, in fact, so it's good to see him over here on the rings. He qualified in 8th place with a score of 13.133. Big dismount, quite an open position in the air. Perhaps if he could have tucked a bit tighter, he might have managed to get the stick. But nonetheless, big dismount and a great routine. 12.566, so he qualified in 8th and he finishes in 8th, but 2 great routines here at this World Cup. So something to be proud of. Are the results.